Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is a castle update. And the update is, I completely forgot that Chewbacca was part of the team. He was in the introduction part in episode 1 of the castle update, but I took him away from the team so that he can do a photo shoot for the thumbnail of the Hoth ATST. And I forgot to put him back with the rest of the team when I figure out what the theme was. So he didn't get a proper introduction in terms of how he relates to nature. As a Wookiee, they live in trees, and yet they also have a very good aptitude with technology. So I spoke with Chewbacca's lawyers, and in order to make it all good, he's going to be in every frame of this castle update, and he's going to be part of the team from now on. So in reality, the castle update is the terrain. I made sketches, I have a better idea of where I'm heading, and I'll get right to it. I made this sketch so that it can describe more or less what I had in mind with this configuration, in terms of having several kind of stones throughout the hill or the mountain, and have the red, dark orange, tans, dark tan, brown be the majority of the mountain. But at this point, I do not know, and I do not think I have enough to make it so, not just for this mountain, but for everything else. So I'm going to go along with this, and I might have enough plates of the white, black, gray, and the dark gray to kind of do this but larger, so that I can have one large not stone, but it's going to be actually part of the mountain come away from this, and so that I can have that and minimize my reliance on the browns there. In reality, this might make more sense if this was the mountain, and that on top of that was an addition to make it a flat surface in order to have a building there. And I have considered the possibility of what if I don't have enough plates, and I'm going to have to rely again on the browns to kind of make the majority. If that is the case, I probably am going to have to lower it down, so the height is not a factor in having to stretch this out. In doing this way, it does make it look like it's more inbuilt than relying on the mountain to give you that height. And the other reason why I'm kind of going in towards this direction is that I can break it apart in this fashion. I'm still planning on not taking this on the road, but since I am using the desk for the learning from the pros, it is going to be moving, and I don't want it to break apart while I am, taking it back and forth. So here is the green base, the supports, and the supports are going to have what I've seen in the downtown flower and design shops, but also in the regular Lego modular buildings. They have Technic pieces that can interconnect and attach rather well, so that this is going to be moved, and then these are going to be separate pieces, and they're going to connect much like a Technic. The browns are going to be on the support and just be left there. And I do not know how tall the tower is going to be. If it's going to be very tall, this might not be enough to hold it together while it's moving. If this twists, then it can all collapse. So up here would be the smooth plates and have the tower removable, and it might be also in components because as you see here, it's kind of different levels, and this is the simplified sketch, but this might come out apart in a different place and be able to kind of hopefully come apart in a way that it can easily carry it around. So that's the goal. I'm going to cut away from here and kind of continue in this fashion on the other side of the main tower, but also for the other places here, because I just want to be sure I have enough of the plates to kind of do what I'm intending to do. Okay, so we return to this point. This is the back part of the highest tower base, but I believe it does have to be this massive compared to the original sketch to suggest this is a mountain, and it does have a massive look to it. One of the other things I am considering, and more than likely will do, is to use the normal bricks of the grays, black and white, to kind of build it out and push it out, give it that conical kind of look. And so part of this would be kind of the jaggedness, and using the plates primarily to hold it all together. That's the hope. But right now I'm going to leave it like this and consider that all of these are going to be used. And then I'm going to work on another side. One of the things is I did get these on Bricklink, not realizing what they were going to be for. They look industrial. I thought, okay, I have a Hoth ATST. Maybe I'm going to do something Imperial one of these days. But here's the first use I have for them. I'm not sure what set they came, but they were at a good price. They're large plates, and I thought might as well just use them and see what, or buy them and then see what I can use them for. Now I'm going to go to the other side where the bridge is at and go from there. Oh, and then a small note, this is another sketch. Overall look of the entire castle area. This would be the larger tower, but also to kind of consolidate the stones in the other bases and have this mostly rugged, but kind of look like it's carved into the pathway, so that where Storm is at, it's going to have rocks here just kind of protruding beyond this point and have it kind of look like it's been carved. Basically that will be the grays, white and black plates kind of stacked there, and not go for the traditional or what the rest of the castle is going to be in terms of color. But I am going to try and get a massive rock in the back to kind of still suggest, you know, there is something going on over there, and that will be where Beast is at, kind of just protruding above him. But that's also where our tower is, so that could be an opportunity for part of the rock to be carved into the base of the tower. That's my hope. And then over here will be on the bridge side, coming out from the tall tower. What I am realizing is that I might not need these plates there, because I'm going to need to somehow come up with a system so that they come out this direction, so it doesn't conflict, or maybe it does go overlap, but this side is cut, and so that it kind of has to be done in a certain way so that they don't bump into each other. But yes, I think it's coming out. I like this better, where it's a larger shape, more focused in terms of what the rock is doing. And now it's gonna, I'm thinking of saying that's enough plates on that side, maybe a few more, but I would like to see if there's enough plates for the larger one on that side. Even though it's on the back, I would like to have it look good on all the angles. So starting from there, and then I'm gonna see what I can do for the front according to the sketch. Have something in the corner and then something here, and the larger rock sorry, Logan. The larger rock coming behind this, and then building up with some of the browns. So where I bumped off Logan, it will be this here, and then the larger terraces are the terraces here, building up with the red, or with the browns. So that's where I'm heading now. Alright, so here is the back part of the middle base. You can see Beast here, a tower is going to be here. The terrain is going to kind of follow the tower. We'll see how much I can incorporate the grays, whites, and blacks into the tower. to kind of give it a carved out feel. It is going to be pushed out. I can easily see this as being removable. This here, because of the corner, it might be built in place. We'll see. This also looks like it can be removable, or that's the intention. And it does not have to go that high. For comparison, here's the other ones, other pre-built peaks. But this is just to say, I have enough plates to do that if need be, but I'm not going to need to use all the plates because I'm going to be using the bricks of those colors and maybe taking that and putting it in another side of the terrain or the mountain. So it's still a lot of decisions to make, but I am liking that it is able, I do have enough to cover the majority and still rely on the browns to kind of still infill the gaps, which I do believe I still have enough. At the last minute I might have to reduce the height, but I think it's gonna stay where it's at. Now it's time to go to the other side and see how I can use these last two big pieces. Alright, welcome back. I have reoriented the castle bases. I have this here and added that. I am probably going to reduce the height just because it doesn't make sense to carve then all this just to have a platform here. So I'm probably going to have it this line up to here, just reduce that, and also accordingly reduce this height so it kind of matches that. But even with that, it looks nice and dramatic before there's even a castle. And now I'm just gonna complete this here and this one here. This one I believe is just gonna be not as tall. Let everything else be grand. And this one will probably be using most of the wings. Kind of make it dramatic this way. So that way I can have some of the browns coming down there. And I think that I'm getting close to where, I can see it happening. Alright, see you soon. We now return to the completion of that side, or by completion I mean at least a sketch thought of. And then over here we can see the dramatic peak. I really like how this is all coming together. With all those angles, it really makes it look exciting. It is not yet done. I still need to fill out the details, and I need to put in some of the panels over on the first base. But since this is going to be lower, I'm not too worried. I still have plates to kind of put in there. And I also want to take care of the support, because that is a major component in all of this. And I believe that will be the next step, to do the supports and then finalize here, because I don't think anything in this level is going to be a breakaway or like the modular attachments. Everything might be just built in at this point, and at this point, well, just need to put a little bit more reinforcements there. But that'll be probably the test for the next one, to give it a tap and see if it's strong enough. Because when I am building, I'm probably not going to be concerned with what's happening beneath there. I should, but I should make it strong enough so that I can, continue building without being too worried about that. And so that will conclude it for this castle update. I am liking how this is turning out, and I'm kind of looking forward to see how this is going to materialize. There's a lot more details needed, but overall the general shape I like. Alright, this has been the Ponderous Brick Thinker. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.